Yes.
We're here.
Let's D&D. I don't have any housekeeping. It's just I have a note here to remind myself that I should award inspiration to you guys when you roll natural ones. Because apparently I don't
Okay.
trust myself to remember that. They're right. I didn't remember it until I just read it. So that's housekeeping in action right there. Let's see if I remember it when it actually happens. Okay, so last session. I have this long summary and I just don't want to like summarize all of it. I'm like resistant to words today. There was a lot of I feel like there's a lot of lore and a lot of talking. You've completed your escort mission and you were in these underground burrows that belong to the Dust Goblin tribe, a tribe that has aligned themselves with the cult of Black Earth. And you were basically sneaking your way through it, escorting some survivors from a flooded quarry. And since you were being all sneaky and deceptive, there wasn't really any combat to speak of, so there was a whole lot of talking and like, hey, please give me this information and give me the stuff that I want. And you were successful at that. You discovered that these goblins and the cult of Black Earth, or the cultists in Secomber, had a plan. They had access to something called boom powder. And apparently there's a plot underway targeting Secomber on the upcoming holiday, the Reign of Misrule, that is on the 10th of Marpanoth. And you're currently like the evening of the 5th, I think. The 5th of Marpanoth. So they are planting some of this boom powder in fireworks that they're going to then supply to Secomber to use in the festivities for this holiday, and mayhem and murder will ensue. So you started last session having discovered the alchemy lab where these fireworks are being manufactured. Let's see, the purple ones were sparklers, the crystals were poppers, and the black ones mean death. So,
Yeah.
So continuing your path toward victory using deception, the party had Yelena approach the Goblin Alchemist and convince him that you were there to pick up whatever fireworks were ready to go. So you have successfully intercepted one of the 3 barrels of boom powder fireworks being prepared for this plot. Terrell, whose muscles were needed to carry the barrel out of the camp, successfully tricked the goblins into thinking she was mute, so she wouldn't have to answer awkward questions. You also heard that the target of the plot was referred to as the Captain, and you know that boom powder is highly reactive to heat and light, unless it is green light or green flame. You traveled most of the way back to Secomber through the Terran ruins in the sewers. You got turned around a little bit at one point, but you didn't run into any trouble overall because of your great survival checks. You decided to pop up to the surface once you realized you had emerged from the Forlorn Hills, and you could see the Iron Road and Secomber's Barbicans in the distance of the town gates. So once you reached the town gates, though, it was almost dusk. You found that the admissions process had changed, and traffic was backed up, security was tightened, and in your second encounter with Fifth Rod Melee Parchoon and her ragdoll golem assistant that isn't exactly like Nadia, but close, you discovered there'd been a security incident. And only registered citizens were allowed to return without question. So you also learned that the question process when you arrived at Secomber the first time, it had a purpose, that there was an accounting made of who entered and left the town of Secomber, and your accounting did not measure up. You got pulled aside for questioning. Fortunately, you wanted to go to the municipal offices anyhow to like collect bounties and stuff for the giant slug you killed. So you didn't put up a fight. And you allowed them to escort you to First Hill and have a meeting with the fourth rod, Baggins Foxtrot. He's like a halfling who's in charge of the job board and health and human services, I guess, in the town of Secomber. And so you like dumped all of this information on him that you had learned about the cultists, about the boom powder plot. You handed over the barrel of boom powder fireworks that you had acquired. I still don't think you actually know who the target is exactly that they were talking about. But there's some wheels in motion of like the government kind of being aware that something's up on that holiday, and to be careful. You also got a bounty for that giant slug, 300 gold, as well as a little extra gold for the people that you rescued from the flood at the Red Cliffs Quarry. So I think it was like 600 gold split amongst you all together for your good works. With some prompting, the fourth rod explained to you that the Titan security in Secomber was because the crushing wave, the water cult of elemental evil, had also launched an assault from the river that bisects the eastern fringes of Secomber. That is the Unicorn Run, the name of the river. And several people drowned in this attack. Given your experience with cultist activity in the area, Bag and Foxtrot then passed you off to a meeting with the head of Secomber's militia and domestic defense. This is technically the second rod of Secomber, a Poochie Tabaxi named Cudgel Mousetrap. Every time I look at the art that was posted in Discord for him,
Yep.
I grin because it's adorable. You know, he's fierce but cute.
He's so cute.
So, in between knocking things off of his desk, he informed you that the crushing wave has threatened to return to Secomber in 2 days. They're seeking a return of this emissary. Like, this guy's causing so much trouble. And much like their attack on Red Cliffs Quarry, it's like they're after the same thing. They didn't find him at the quarry, and so then they came to the town. If the ambassador is not found, Captain Cudgel fears that Secomber is not up to the task of defense. As an alternative, if the ambassador cannot be found, the second rod explained that the late wizard Emilior Amanitas used several golems to protect Secomber for more than a century. With his death, however, the command words for these golems have been lost. Multiple adventurers, interested parties from Lord's Hill, and even the wizard's last apprentice have attempted finding these codes within Emilior's cottage on the third hill, only to retreat empty-handed. But if these codes can be acquired, the golems should be able to defend Secomber against any crushing wave attack. In the course of your conversations at the municipal offices, you learned that the first rod, so many rods, but there's like 5 of them I think total that run this town. And you've heard or met most of them. Daryl Logan is not only in charge of the sewers and sanitation in Secomber, but he's the proprietor of both that dodgy steam and stone bathhouse and the Cat and Cucumber Club. To quote, I have him right here. To quote Terrell's internal monologue from the session, dodgy. You called it dodgy.
Yeah.
So you also reinforce the impression that the Rods of Secomber do not like the current leaders of the Lord's Alliance that are stationed at Lord's Hill, or its captain, Lord Agundar. They don't hold them in high regard. You also have heard that Captain Agundar has expressed a particular interest in gaining command of the town's golems for the good of Secomber himself, but Cudgel Mousetrap does not does not trust his intentions with that power. What's more, Terrell recalled that the cultists were looking for the method to control the golems as well. Kai remembered that the party's quest to pick up the statue from the Elkhorn Emporium had some leads that synergized with talking to Emilior's last apprentice, or visiting the wizard's cottage, along with Elkhorn's ex-wife. These are the people who might have a spare key to the Emporium, where the statue you're supposed to pick up for the Emerald Enclave and take to Parnast is. Lady Belafana has arranged permission to duck out of town in the morning, ostensibly to meet with a party member named Bob Euphoria from Kalimshan, who's scouting the perimeter. But in reality, this is Lady Than trying to catch her wyvern and relocate it out of range of the people at Lord's Hill who want to capture it alive. You ended your meeting with Captain Cudgel Mousetrap with his request that you give him a report on your progress to either locate the ambassador that the Crushing Wave wants, or acquiring the command words for the golems at the end of the next day. He gave you a calling card that will speed up your access at the municipal offices, as well as show his patronage if needed. And I put that in somebody's inventory. I can't remember whose inventory I put that in, though.
I've got a calling card, is that it?
That would be it.
Yes.
We ended the last session with the party standing on the steps of the first hill with a lot to think about, as this long summary demonstrates. Holy cow.
That was a lot.
It's so much story. So much stuff is going on. How are you? You're probably all overwhelmed. You should be. You expressed your intentions being to first get a long rest.
Oh yes.
Second, visit the bathhouse. And then finally some shopping to stock up on healing potions and stuff before you visit the crazy wizard cottage. So that's kind of like the order of importance in which I have prepared bullshit for today. So here we are.
So we're going to start with nap time.
Yes.
Excellent.
I definitely need some
health.
health back.
So the sun's gone down. You still have Sprinkles is still a goose that lasts for like 48 hours, unless you bop her.
What do we reckon? Do we want to put her back to owlbear form and I just whack her on the head?
Are you actually doing damage to the goose?
Well, I know it won't kill her. Well, do we need it to be an owlbear? No, it might be easier to keep her in a room if she's that size and just tell her to stay put for a bit. I mean, that seems wrong, but...
And she can like ride on one of your shoulders as you walk through town.
Yeah, it'd be easier to take her around for the time being, and then if we need her back in owlbear form, we can whack her.
Okay.
Alright.
And I'll treat it like when you take a long rest, I'll heal up Sprinkles. Because she was pretty injured in her owlbear form before she got turned into a goose. She's about the same state as you, Terrell.
Yeah, pair of us are a bit knackered.
Because you had a cave fall on you. Or a quarry fell on you.
It was
Like,
a whole
ow.
thing.
Ow. So I'm assuming that you, along with Lady Belafana and who's left? Ragnar and Badger.
Badger.
You all shuffle back to.
Yeah, I'm going to assume them
scenes,
two
right?
townspeople have left. That we were.
Yeah, the
They came
townspeople
with
they
us,
got
didn't they?
dismissed when you met with the military cat.
Right.
They got dismissed, like they could go home. They didn't have to
Okay.
do the military stuff. So they've found their way. You know, they waved you goodbye like a good hour earlier. It's dark now. And the streets are fairly quiet, though you haven't really got to enjoy a full evening in Secomber thus far. So there's not a lot to compare it to. For all you know, this could be a normal evening, it might not, given the day's events and the attack on the town. When you reach the Singing Sprite, though, it's fairly packed. There's a lot of buzzing, bustling, people a lot of conversation going on. You see the faces. People look a little bit like a little bit worried. But there's also some heavy drinking and tears going on as people are using the alcohol to wash their cares away. You also find in the back corner of the main room by a very long table, agitatedly pacing, Lord Jomon Shieldbriar. There's a black-haired man sitting at the table that he is pacing next to, wearing a dark cloak over chainmail and reading a book. And that table has like 2 place settings of food and wine occupying the surface, but one of them is untouched. Otherwise, it's empty of other patrons, despite the rest of the bar doing a fairly brisk business. And when Jomon catches sight of you, he is relieved to see you arrive. You're back! I was getting worried. And he clears his throat and he kind of like looks at Lady Bellafana and is kind of like hesitantly saying, I understand you intend to depart to Secomber in the morning, but given today's attack on the town, I thought I should come here and, well... The man at the table, he looks up at this point, sensing like there's a change in Lord Jomon's demeanor. Apparently he knows him. And he sets aside his book and he begins to openly observe you and this conversation. And then he offers up the comment, Joe wondered if all of you were dead. And you see Jomon kind of being like, yeah, thanks a lot, buddy. And he looks back at you guys.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch. What did he say?
The fellow at the table says, Joe wondered if you were dead.
All right. I'm going to sit down at the table and pull over the plate of food that hasn't been touched and start eating it. Because I'm really knackered and hungry, so...
You see, Lord Jomon, he kind of like looks at you and he like raises one hand like he's going to say something like, oh, that was my food, but then he kind of like stops himself and thinks better of it and is like, it doesn't really matter. Let Turrell have my food. I wasn't doing anything about it.
Look at the other guys and say, do you want any of this? Shall we order some food? And blatantly ignore the guy and Jomon.
He waves. Wait, who are you talking to?
Kai and Yelena.
Oh.
Food sounds good. I think food is good.
I turn over and sort of wave at any serving staff.
So, like, yeah, the other plate is like half eaten, and like you can somebody can take it if they want to. The guy with the book, he kind of like looks over and he like holds his hands on his sides, like take it away, but he like kind of reaches for the wine glass, like that is staying with him.
No, I'm not gonna take his food if he started eating it.
But yeah, that plate's like partially eaten.
But yeah, I'm just gonna try.
You can wave over the staff, and they can take your order for like what they have simple fare. It's not as fancy as where the maiden dances along the road, but they've got hearty meals. It's not overly expensive. The alcohol is a little bit pricey considering that this is the frontier. But yeah, you can like, I have the menu somewhere, but you can just order, your standard pub fare kind of thing, and some ale. And then of course there's that singing Sprite drink.
Yeah, I think considering we've just got a nice payout from the second rung, I think I might spring for a bottle of wine for the 3 of us, and just, again, pour the wine, ignore Jomon, see if he says anything else. Maybe.
You notice that the bottle they have for the wine that they're drinking right now happens to be a Fan family wine. But there are that is one wine that is available. And I think you know from like your past experiences that like the Fan family wine is considered pretty pretty good. It's not, it's not just like a bottle of Drac.
Okay. Then I guess I'll point and say, can we have a bottle of that, please?
I think that'll put you back like 25 gold.
Sure.
But they'll bring you that in a round of cups. And any
Okay.
food that you want to order.
Alright, I've knocked the gold off for the wine. And then I guess, look at Jorman and say, dead, eh?
What did you
Where were
say?
you 2 days?
Say what?
Dead. I said dead,
Oh.
eh?
Dead.
I know.
Well, Jomont looks a little bit like embarrassed, and he's kind of like he kind of just stands there looking a little bit like uncomfortable, and he's like, I didn't think that you were dead. We were at the scene doing the rescue and cleanup afterwards, so I verified, no one I knew was among the dead. No, but it's just I checked. And he looks over at Lady Belfana. I verified that everyone from the caravan was accounted for and safe after we were done, and except for you were still out, and we waited and waited. Well, I was getting a little bit concerned. Only once the sun went down, of course. I mean, I understand you have business. And he kind of wants to kind of change the subject, I think, and he motions towards the fellow who's sitting at the table, and he introduces him as Lord Garen Ravenshade from Baldur's Gate. He's been stationed at Lord's Hill for a few years now. He did a fine job tending the wounded after today's attack, despite it. And the guy at the table, he's sort of, Lord Garen is just kind of shrugs that off, like, it was nothing. I did nothing. The dead were already out of my reach before we got there. The wounded would have managed regardless. And Jomon agrees with him. You were too late. You were too late to do much. True. So much is the pity. And he looks at Belafon again, he looks at all of you and says, well, I thought I confirmed everyone wasn't caught at the attack at the riverside, but you all look like you've been through something. How was your day? And then he finally sits down at the table, kind of like, I'm pulling up a chair. Tell me about your day.
Do we tell him?
I like to think Elena's just sort of downing a glass of wine without breathing right now.
We're all sat there shoving food
Downing
in his
wine.
face, and just like, yeah, it was a really bad day, and we're off to bed. Bye.
Yeah, kind of.
I guess we tell him. I mean, I don't know if we want to say that Belafana and Co were kidnapped, abducted, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So maybe we just sort of like skirt round that without actually make it sound as if she was with us or we were with them and we came across someone. But just basically say, we came across the cultists and things got a bit,
Trying to escape after the attack.
Well, actually, no. I think we saw a different cultist, but then we saw the cultist that you saw. Because he's talking about the ones in the river, isn't he?
Yeah, the water
That
ones.
attacked
He's
Secomber.
talking
Yeah.
about- They attack on
Yeah.
the report and run.
Good news, there's more cultists.
Yes, there's so many cultists, you could not believe it.
It's like
So
it's
yeah.
as if the earth cultists weren't bad enough. There are now water cultists, and like there's something with fire cultists. All the cultists.
We're going for all four here.
And they've even got some goblin sidekicks.
Have you
So
heard
yeah,
about
I
the
guess-
fireworks? Do you tell them anything about the fireworks?
Do we want to tell him? I don't think we want to tell him about the fireworks, no. I'm still not entirely sure I trust him, so... Oh,
Right.
and this dude we don't really know, even if he knows Jomon. So yeah, we basically say it's the earth cultists that we obviously ran into previously. But they were attacked by the water cultists as well. It seems that some sort of uneasy truce has been broken and we kind of got stuck in it.
Hearing about that, Jomon asks you, have you another encounter with the cultists? You encountered the water cultists as well. Have you spoken with any of the? I feel like the rods would want to hear about this. Have you spoken with them?
We have.
Good. Do you have any insight about what to do? Garen and I are committed to the defense of Secomber over the next 2 days, building up the shoreline in case there's another assault. But this whole emissary business, I wouldn't know where to start with that.
Yeah, we don't know who the emissary is. So Lord Garen, his pal, he's not from here, he's from Baldur's Gate, so he won't have any sort of contacts in town who might know about this emissary or anything like this.
Garen's, I'm stationed on Hoard Hill. Whoever this emissary is, he isn't diplomatic sort that usually runs in our circles.
Okay.
This is some kind of cult emissary, as far as I understand it. The name that was given was Flo, I think?
Floor.
But it is not a person that I'm familiar with. And honestly, everyone else at Lord's Hill is doing very little to prepare for any defense of the town. In fact, I think a Gundar would be happy if the defenses of the town failed. Give him more leverage, more power in this place.
Alright, and Gundar's the one that he's trying to get control of the golems for his own sake, yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't make notes of that, so...
Jomont says, like you suggested, I evaluated the troops at Lord's Hill, because they did look shabby, and there's no difference at the fort itself. I sent off my preliminary report to my superior, the superior, Silvermane in Waterdeep. The Gundar has always been a self-indulgent bully, and the Alliance's soldiers here are next to useless.
But wasn't Cudgel the military rod?
Cudgel is in charge of the militia, the
The local militia,
yes.
Right? Not the army.
The way it's supposed to work is, they're local soldiers, and certainly they can be strong and brave and fierce, but the way it's supposed to work is that the Lord's Hill soldiers should be soldiers. They should be well-schooled veterans, ordered, more than up to the task of defending an outpost like this. But that is not the case. What Secomber needs is a captain of the likes of their last one, who was Trasker Salarn. He wasn't this vain puffin with access to cannons. He was effective. Right now, a Gundar is more concerned about going wyvern hunting on the morrow than mounting any of Secomber's defense.
That's not
Right.
good.
No. For many reasons, but I'm assuming Belafauna's currently looking panicked.
Yeah, and she's like looking at you, and she's kind of like crazy eyes, and she kind of like looks over at Jamont talking about this, and you see her kind of like she nudges, and she like kind of dips her head towards the three of you and whispers under her voice, and she's, I don't know if I want to trust him with this, but do you think I should tell him about Euphoria? Try to get him to help me reach her first?
I mean, I can't give advice on this because I don't trust the guy as far as I can throw him. What do you two think?
So this is Jorma, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
she's
this
wondering
is
if she should
Belafana
tell him
asking
about.
if she should tell Jomont about Wyvern being
I-
hers.
Let's see. So how long have we all been hanging together?
It's really, I think, technically.
About 2 days.
It seems like forever. He's not
forever
done
the
anything
time.
bad yet. Probably,
Well, I
he's
mean-
probably trustworthy.
She's been around him for about 2 weeks, probably from a Honeyfest perspective. But you guys have known them for like 3 days.
Well, I know his
Maybe
family,
4?
right? Don't I know his family?
Yeah, you know his family.
You're well familiar.
Well, actually,
with
I
the
do. I
family-
killed his dad.
You're well familiar with the family that he squired with, and that's where
Okay.
you know him from.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, Terrell knows him because she knows his family, and that's why she has such a bad attitude.
Okay, that's not good.
That's why she has a bias, because his dad was crap.
Oh god.
And now he's.
I would put that back on her on Belfauna. It's like, well, you've known him a little bit longer. What's your impression?
I'm gonna roll an insight check for her because hey,
Oh yeah, I guess we could do that too.
she rolls a 10. I don't really know what to think because I'm like right there in the middle. I mean,
I
part of me
could.
feels like I could trust him, but part of me feels like, it's just as likely that he's gonna. I mean, there'll be a stick in the mud about having a wyvern as a pet.
I will do an insight check as well.
Okay.
You haven't got Zone of Truth as a spell or anything, have you, Rich?
Oh,
Kai?
Oh,
Does that
dirty 20.
with the
Oh, I
dirty
suppose.
20, in terms of and what were you really like? You were looking for like, what do you think of Jomont's
Yeah,
intentions, or like how he would handle the
how he would
situation?
handle this, how he would handle it. And, I mean, does he like her? I feel. Is there like
There's some
there's
naughty
there's
intentions.
the weirdness with the ring also, which we haven't figured out.
From your
Yeah.
perspective, you think that Jomont's not completely on the up and up. Like, you think he's definitely hiding some things, but you think he's genuinely friendly. And you also think that while there's a certain aspect of him being very traditional, or kind of like fitting in with expectations, you don't think that he is. You think that he's been kind enough to people so far that he is not like an absolute stickler to like following what would be expected. So you think there's some real room there that, that ultimately he might have some qualms at first about the idea of this wyvern, but you think that,
He can be
he might
convinced.
be okay with it.
I can't remember his money situation. Is he hurting for money?
I don't think we've like really covered a money situation, but I don't think there's been any suggestion that he's hurting for money whatsoever.
Okay,
He's been throwing around a lot on the road, like on the way here.
gotcha. So, I'll say to Belafana, well, I don't know a lot about him. he seems like a good guy. He seems open to reason. You know, if you want to take him aside, buy him a drink and just explain the situation to him, maybe offer him a little more money to help out, if you can. You know, a combination of sweet talking and bribery.
What? I don't know about money per se. I'm probably not going to offer any money, but oh, I don't know about sweet talking either. I'm not really good at that.
Cry.
I'll
Just cry. Make him
Just always
uncomfortable. He'll do all for you. Yeah.
I could probably cry. I might
There we
have to
go.
do that one. I'll act helpless. That's what I'll do. Yeah.
Oh my god, are we taking Barbie movie lessons?
Haven't seen it yet, unfortunately.
Bonnie, have you seen it yet?
I've seen it twice.
Hey! Oh god.
Sign me up for more Barbie movie. Yeah. Okay, this might work. Or maybe I could like buy him a glass of wine, but like really make him pay for it. That would be good too. That would probably work. Okay. I'll try it, but like yeah. Okay. Wait, what were we talking to him about?
She was wondering whether to tell Jorman about the wyvern.
She was wondering about that, but I can't remember now. The DM is like, what were we talking about before that?
They were asking us what we were doing.
So I was thinking, if they're in charge of like trying to build up defences before they come back and attack if we don't find the emissary, can we provide them with all the information that we saw about like the giant alligators and the other cultists from the water cult?
Sure.
Just as a try and help them as much, so they can kind of build defenses on the assumption that they are.
An overview of what to be prepared for, what the attack might look like.
Yeah, giant alligators pulling
since
chariots.
They weren't present since like whoever attacked had departed before they arrived on the scene.
Yeah.
So he appreciates the information that you give him. And he kind of like closes up the discussion of the cults with like circling back to the letter he sent to his superior. And he says, I have doubts my letter will do any good. I hate to say it, but even with this cult attack today and the threat 2 days hence, it might not be enough to stir the powers in charge. The Agundars have influence that likely outweighs the fate of a frontier town where our Waterdavian peers are concerned. The fellow named Ravenshade Garen, he at this point kind of slyly suggests, you could always take over. Action is more effective than complaints. And Jermon just kind of brushes that aside. I already have commitments. Ones that don't allow me to linger here. And
no, but you could do something useful while you are here.
And Jermon like looks. He kind of like stares at Garen Ravenshade for a moment, and Ravenshade just looks away. He's like the first to break the staring contest, and he says, "Don't look at me. If I wanted to be in charge, I wouldn't be a priest."
Oh, okay. He's a priest?
Yeah, he's a priest. Yeah. That's
Did you say he was wearing armor?
He was wearing chainmail with a cloak over it. It's very dark.
Okay.
He's got.
Can I tell what kind of which order he's from?
Actually, you can do an insight check.
Okay, hang on.
Anyone who wants to can do an insight check.
Oh, that's not terrible.
Oh, Moonshine Cherry!
For the fun of it.
It's alright, Kai's done the damage.
Is insight a wisdom-based skill? I always think that's an intelligence-based one, but
It's
not.
yeah, it's wisdom.
Wisdom.
Why is Kai -1 on that?
I have no idea.
Isn't Kai a smarty party?
But that's intelligence, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I was just saying.
Not
I
wizard.
get- I
The
get
wizard
confused with
intelligence.
insight. I get
I'm not very-
investigation and insight confused a lot.
He's clever, but not worldly.
No.
Moonshine Cherry! Woo! Actually, I'm not sure these are gonna the terriers are
Okay.
getting kind of weird.
Are they
Oh,
your
ye-
made ones?
They're like properly embalmed now.
oh dear. Mummified.
Oh my god. You guys need to like not roll high anymore.
You know, you can always lie and we wouldn't know.
Yeah. I'll just have a shot or something. It's fine.
Yeah,
You don't have
really.
to have a check.
Go get a good liquor.
Yeah, I
Take
might
a
just
sip.
go get some scotch or something. Okay. With those scores, well, I think all of you are and I could have had you roll religion as an alternative to this, which I'm now thinking, but they're both wisdom, so who cares? I mean, your proficiency might have been different. I'm not sure if
No,
anybody...
religion's int. Why is religion
Why
int?
is religion int? I'm so confused by the world.
Well, Kai would have done better on that.
Oh man, but I
Can't
did
be better than
enough.
that one.
I'll say though that all of you can tell from small signs of insignia on his gear. He is a cleric of Joaquin, which is basically trade or in fortune oriented.
Trade or what? Sorry.
Trade, fortune, the most.
All right.
You know, merchants, the most economical of the gods. So yeah, he's the type that you would just say, oh, he's into the Financial Times and stuff. And you notice, you notice that the book he was reading had to do with economics. So
So is this like if Warren Buffett was a god?
yeah. Well, yeah, I think his god is actually, it's either Timor or it's Joaquin. I can't remember which. It might be. But Kai, you also recognize him from the night before that he was sitting in the bar. He was the guy sitting by himself at the table, looking all kind of like,
Oh, the goth one.
yeah, the goth one. Don't talk to me. I'm doing crosswords. But yeah, obviously he is a priest, a cleric of Joaquin.
Right. So if he's... And is he just... did he say he was helping Jamont with the defences, or he's just hanging
He's
around
helping.
with him?
Yeah, Jamont
Right.
said that they're kind of like... The impression, and maybe I didn't like communicate it well with my words, but I didn't use words good. The chair started kicking.
That cherry's gone straight to her head.
It's gone straight to my head. Basically, what you're getting out of this conversation is that Lord's Hill, the military forces there, the leaders, the official leaders at the fort, are not going to put up any of the soldiers in that fort to help defend Secomber from any attack from the Crushing Wave cultists that is expected. But Jomont and this Viren guy, they're going on their own to help the local militia and any volunteers. They basically volunteered to assist with the defense. That's what I was getting at.
Okay, so basically, the town's just screwed if they come back and we haven't found the emissary, because no one's doing anything about it, because this guy's all about just letting it all go to tits so he can have whatever he wants in terms of power.
No,
You either need to find the emissary or you need to find the command codes for the golems.
For the golems.
Because the golems will help will defend.
Right.
Secomber.
Right.
So we were doing the bathhouse first. Didn't we think that the emissary might be connected to that? The other cultist.
Well, you know that the bathhouse has connections to the cult
Right.
of Black Earth.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's owned by Dario Logan,
And
who's...
it's owned by shady lord and you know that there is somebody in this town who is tied up with the Earth cult. you're because Dario Logan owns the bathhouse that you know has cult activity happening. You're assuming that it is him. At least I think you assumed that it was him.
Okay. All right. So even if maybe we can pump him for information then. If he's something to do with the Earth cult, he might know some of the information from the Water cult. Could be odds have had dealings.
Yeah, but like you know that like whatever's going on, the water cult has beef with the Earth cult. Like they're mad about the Earth cult aligning with the fire people. Because there's some like fire and water, hate.
Yeah.
And so it's like the water cult is mad that they're aligned with their enemy. And they had this emissary apparently that was taken.
But we don't know who.
In the midst of
What
that.
Is he an emissary to the town, to the Earth cult? I'm trying to work out.
To the Earth cult.
To the Earth cult. So
Yeah.
why do they think the town people know where he is? Which suggests that they know that there's people in town who are part of the Earth cult.
Yeah, I think that's the situation.
Right.
They know
Okay.
they know the Earth cult has a presence in the town, and they're just getting the word out. They're like, if our attack on the quarry didn't provide results, let's just shake the tree in this town where we know they got turn up the heat a little. Ha ha ha.
Okay. Right.
At this point, Lord Jomont, he asks Lady Belthana outright if she is planning to leave in the morning, like her original schedule. And she demurs. She's like, nope, I have plans in the morning, and everybody's committed to being here for 2 days. Right? And she's like looking at you guys. You're gonna be following up on the stuff?
Yep. Yeah, we're going to be here. So, Jamont, I think that you should throw yourself into trying to help this town as much as possible with regards to their security and.
That is my plan. If we're lucky, those men that I sent off to wherever I sent them off to the west, the escort, they might arrive in town for the defense. So I'm hopeful about that. And I think I'm going to purloin, was it Rankon that you rescued in Ulivan? That young soldier. I'm kind of embarrassed that I presented him to Lord's Ill with it being in such a state. He's a better soldier than this. I don't think he should stay here, perhaps. I think maybe he should continue on with us.
Okay, is there any other resources you can get from our caravan with regards to helping for defences? In fact, I'm going to turn to Badger and Ragnar and say, is there any help you can provide, Lord Jomon?
Well, I'm certainly pet hands, Ragnar says. Well, surely I can fight alongside anybody. And I can help, stack the sandbags or whatever they're doing on the shore. Or Badger, Badger's kind of like, well, if you get me some stone, I could help build up some walls. Do the engineering part of it. Not much for labor, but I am really good at directing.
Oh, it's somewhat.
And then Jomont adds on, one thing is, I would like to get out of Secomber. Well, I don't have to stay here any longer than necessary. Hopefully, we can see them through this cultist business. But I have no desire to remain. At least certainly not for the reign of misrule. I hope we can avoid that. I loathe the ranks. I expect the festivities to be especially obnoxious for Lord's Hill. But
so we all look at each other.
manners preclude me from punching anyone in the face for a bad prank. Lord Ravenshade, he clears his throat at this point, and he makes this big show of pulling a ring out of his belt, out of a pouch on his belt. And then he says, I say, Jomont, you know my family's interest in jewelry. Look at this antique I found at the Sapphire Canary. Such craftsmanship. And he holds out this ring, and it's that blue enamel ring that Belafana was missing.
Told you I didn't trust him.
And Jomont makes this whole thing of like, oh, wow, that's a really nice ring. What a nice ring that is. You found that at the Sapphire Canary, you say? Belafana sees the ring. She's like, oh, that's my ring. Oh my gosh, I'm missing it. Oh. So did you spend a lot for that ring? I cleared a lot of my old, cast-off jewelry when we were in Rouge Fair for Honeyfest. And I accidentally sold off this family ring, and that's it right there. I was beside myself. You would... I mean, I know it's very special, but it has personal and sentimental value to me. You wouldn't mind reselling it, would you? And you see Ravenshade kind of exchange this really brief glance at Jomont, and then he says, well, my lady, if it is a family heirloom, far be it for me to hold on to it, and I certainly wouldn't charge you for something that was yours in the first place. And he hands over the ring. And Belafana is kind of like, she blushes a little bit, and she's really very, she's obviously pleased. And she tucks it onto her thumb, because it's a fairly large ring. And just is really satisfied with this outcome.
I'm gonna stare at Jomont.
And he's just sitting there trying not to look at anybody, but looking a little bit pleased with himself. You have your dinner, you drink, unless there's anything else you want to talk about. At some point, after another glass of wine, Lady Belafana does ask Lord Jomont, kind of ushers him aside up to the bar, whatever. Does the whole let's pretend that I'm buying you a glass of wine, but you're really paying for it shtick. And you see her go through the whole thing, she's talking to him. He looks a little bit confused, a little bit startled. She puts on some tears and stuff, and he falls for it, I want to say. And then they come back to the table, and you hear Jomont kind of say in a quiet voice to Gary, we have some business in the morning, so be prepared to get up before dawn. And Gary looks a little bit confused, but he's like, I'll tell you later. And then Jomont says, bid you good night, bid you good evening, rest well, and I will see you tomorrow. He says that looking to Lady Belafana. And he and Garen say goodnight. And Lady B is just like, it works! Haha! Okay.
Excellent.
He's a little freaked out, but I think I got him around. And I think they're gonna try to do a distraction, so to make the people, because they're heading out in the morning as well to try to capture Euphoria, apparently. But he's gonna try to slow them down. And then I will hopefully get to her first. She crosses her fingers. And with that, and then she chugs down the rest of her glass of wine. I better get to sleep and get a bath. Maybe not in that order. I don't know. We'll see when I get upstairs. And then she waves bye to you and runs off. So you guys are left pretty much to yourself at this point.
Is there any wine left?
Yeah, there's one left.
Let's just serve it. We all pour another glass.
All
We're
three of us
finishing
just
this.
sat
We're gonna
there.
finish this bottle.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
We
bottle
all
is
look
now
exhausted.
done. After this last top off, the bottle is done.
Alright. Bed. Bath. I think we wanted to do the bathhouse after we'd rested, didn't we? Because we
Yeah.
want to basically
Everyone
check
goes
out
to
the
sleep
dude.
dirty.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm sure we have like a little basin
Bath
or
in his
whatever.
room or something. Yeah, something to clean off.
All right. So you're fed. You're boozed. Everybody shuffles upstairs and catches a long rest. Which I will give you.
Yes, please.
As soon as I remind myself, for the 80th time,
How it works.
how to rest. I swear, every freaking time. Oh, look at all those hit points you have.
Look at that.
Everybody's so healthy. Oh, good for you. So you sleep. Well, what time do you guys get up?
What time do we think the bathhouse will open?
You know, I don't think that frequent bather card said, so assume that it's sometime after dawn. Let's say like after breakfast is when it opens.
Then I guess we get up in time to have some breakfast and then go.
I like it. At least some coffee.
We don't want to. We don't. We're gonna have to get started early, aren't we?
But is
Because
this
we've got a
like-
shit ton of stuff
Are
to
you
do.
are you getting up like with the crack of dawn? Are you sleeping in a little bit later, or you wait till mid morning to head out?
I like to sleep in a little later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say you sleep till 8 and then have your breakfast and then get ready to head out to the bathhouse. So while you were getting those hitting the snooze button, getting those last couple golden hours of quality rest, I'm gonna do some rolls for whether or not Lady Belafana was successful in acquiring and getting to her wyvern. I think you can see my rolls, right?
Sometimes.
Have you seen my DM rolls? I don't.
I.
Maybe you'll see these, maybe you won't. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna do a survival check for her, contested against Captain Agundar.
I didn't
Oh
see
crap! She rolled a 10. Did you see that?
that. No.
I saw that. Yeah.
All right. And Agundar is. Oh crap.
Ooh.
Alright, well, since Agundar, oh, I forgot because, Jomont was helping. The Lady Belfort was
That's
supposed to
right.
have
He rolled
advantage.
too.
She was supposed to have advantage. Just let me roll again to see if it's better. Because that was what that whole thing was if you guys suggested that, like, maybe she could talk to him, he would provide advantage with help. Oh, that's better!
Oh yes.
There you go.
So 22, she gets there first, and then she does animal handling. Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no. She's determined to not help her wyvern.
Yeah. Well, like, so her wyvern kind of like cuts up. Does she get inspiration? Is that what I heard Reach say?
Yeah.
I don't think that counts for Lady Belafana.
So she had advantage because it's her wyvern.
It is her wyvern. Okay, I guess that there's an argument for her wyvern. I did have the DC be lower. But natural 1 was like a natural 1. But she's located her wyvern, but because she has other people with her that Euphoria is not accustomed to, Euphoria cuts up a little bit. She's not cooperating. So let's see. I'm gonna do another survival check for what's his face. Okay, so 21. Let's say that the Lord's Hill people catch up with this. And then I'm going to do one last check to see if everybody, like, on our side gets away. And I think it's going to be like a combination of, we'll do another animal handling check, and then we'll do like a stealth check. Okay, so 18, this animal handling check is enough for her to influence the wyvern. And then... But with a 7, they were spotted. Like, she was spotted. So, let's say at least the, like, Lord's Hill people are aware of, like, these shenanigans that went on, and that there are people in town who, like, were working with this wyvern. But Euphoria did get away. How's that?
Did they know it's Lady Belafana, or did they just know it's a person?
I don't think they haven't met Lady Belafana, but they've spotted her. Like,
Right.
They caught a good sight of her, and know that she is, like, working with the wyvern.
Okay.
Now breakfast.
Good.
You eat. The end.
Yep.
So it's about like 9-ish, 10-ish in the morning. You know, you're all gathered together. It is time for you to engage the day. What your plans are? You're gonna go straight to the bathhouse.
I think that's where we intended to start, wasn't it?
Right.
And then
The whole idea is we're going to
to
investigate, but yet also bathe,
Yeah.
because you might as well multitask.
Yeah. And then we were gonna head towards. Oh god! So there was something else to do with the wizard, wasn't there? There was the wife and the assistant, or was it someone else's wife? Sorry.
Okay, so you have that statue that you're supposed to retrieve for the Emerald Enclave, and then take
Yep.
to Parnast from the Emporium, but the guy's away on vacation. If you had a key to the place, you could just, like, go in, get your statue, and leave. That's an option. But the people most likely to have the key are his ex-wife, maybe the alchemist shop, maybe the apprentice knows about it, because
Right.
the
So that was
dead
to do with the
wizard-
Elcon.
The dead wizard used to have a key, as far as anybody knows.
Right.
So that was part of it. I think you wanted to go to the alchemy shop just because you wanted to buy stuff. And I can't remember, there's something else. I don't know. Did that answer your question?
I'm not sure. I can't remember if it was there was a reason. I think we said we could potentially approach the assistant as well to do the Elcon key and finding out about possibly where to find the codes for the golems.
Oh yeah, you could talk to him about the golem codes as well.
Yeah.
And ask him about what he knows. Are you taking Sprinkles out with you today? The Sprinkles the goose.
I mean, yeah.
Probably a good idea. I don't trust somebody wouldn't try to eat her.
Yeah, and like I said, if we need an owlbear, we can just bop her on the head and she just springs up into full size. That would be a surprise to someone, wouldn't it? If we tried to chomp her and
Exactly. More to protect other people than her.
yeah.
Okay. So you head out to Secomber mid-morning with your goose in the direction of the Steam and Stone bathhouse. You have to ask around for directions. You find out that the Steam and Stone bathhouse is actually located riverside.
Oh, that's convenient, isn't it?
Kind of like the middle north section of the village. Village town. It's more of a town. And so after about half an hour's walk, you approach the cobblestone street, and you see it's a one-story edifice backing up to the Unicorn Run River, as promised. Its grounds are surrounded by a combination of high wooden fencing and rows of imposing cairn-like stacks bounding the perimeter as if they were stone fence posts, and just kind of so the structure is almost completely surrounded by a privacy fence kind of situation, barring it from the rest of Secomber. There are ornamental plants and fountains decorating the exterior that kind of give this location the feeling of a private spa more than a reinforced fortress. But given what you know about the Black Earth's activities around Secomber, it could easily feel imposing and filled with hidden threats, as well as a place for relaxation, cleanliness, and enjoyment.
Interesting dichotomy.
Uh-huh. Changing a little.
Yeah, that's very appropriate.
Oh, it's hilarious spa music.
Yeah.
Welcome to the spa. You enter the waiting area, and I'm going to share a map with you. The waiting area smells of eucalyptus and sandalwood. A small gong sits on a teak countertop alongside a smoking censer. Assorted polished stone figurines decorate the cubbies behind the desk. Faint music plays in the air with no visible source. There's a waiting area to your left-hand side. And to your right-hand side, there seems to be a hallway leading off of this room. You don't currently see anybody behind the desk.
Is there a bell?
Can I lean? I was going to say, can I lean over the desk and see if there's any papers underneath? There won't be that obvious, would there?
There is a gong. You peer over the desk, do a investigation. Or perception.
Both as bad as each other. Yep.
Yeah, you don't spot anything.
Okay.
That you think looks anything other than spa business stuff.
Hit the gong.
Should we all look around before we summon somebody?
Sure.
Alright, can I do a perception check?
Sure.
Will I try?
I
We're
don't think
distracted by the music and the chance of being clean.
This is the first time you've ever rolled badly on perception, I swear.
Oh God.
Kai,
We are tired.
being the only
Still.
person who's rolled over a 10, notices that in the middle of all the wooden cubbies, there is a larger opening, and there seems to be a box with a keyhole on the front, inserted amongst those cubbies. So Kai notices that there is a lockbox in the cubbyhole area.
Okie doke.
What are you doing? Is everyone standing staring staring at the box. It's a box. We got a box here. There's a box behind the counter.
Well, is it locked?
It has a keyhole.
Well, yeah, it has a keyhole, but is it locked?
We'd have to investigate the box to find out.
Will I do investigation?
No, you would like have to like physically go behind the
Go
counter
over and
get
poke
the
it.
box. That would be a stealth check.
What are the other entrances into this room? Is it just from the hallway?
The hallway is the only access to this room other than the front door that you can pick out.
Alright, then I will stand there.
I'll do stealth then.
Looking down the hallway, you can see that there are several different other hallways. Like you can tell that there's multiple quarters leading off that hallway to the east.
Okay.
Kai, however, as you try to you don't notice that there's like one of those flippy kind of doors that lifts up for people to step behind the concierge desk. So Kai, you try to climb over it instead, and in doing so, you slip and fall on the floor. And as soon as you do this, you all spot this form kind of lift up out of the stone floor and just kind of raise up to its feet. And he looks at Kai on the floor. It's this very large man. He's very round. He's not overly tall. He has pale green skin. He's very like broad and beefy. And he's wearing the equivalent of bronze silk jammies. His head, in fact his body, seems completely hairless. It's smooth, like polished jade. And he says, "Can I help you?"
We're just checking in for the day at the spa. I'm terribly clumsy and I fell over the counter and landed on the floor.
Oh, you know. Well, let's see if we can get you checked in. And he like lifts up the little cordon barrier thing and slips behind the desk. There's a little bit of like a crunch and rumble as he moves. He like moves very smoothly, but because he seems to be almost looks like he's made out of because he looks like he's made out of polished jade, there seems to be this heaviness or this like kind of impression as his joints move of rocks moving against rocks. Have you been in our establishment before? Do you have a frequent favor card?
Who's got the card?
I think I might have it.
One of us whips out a card.
The man raises one eyebrow, and you see that there's a name tag on his pajamas. It says Malachite on it. And, well, it seems you're one of our favored customers. Are you here today for a ritual?
A ritual bathing?
Well, you can certainly use the bathing facilities, but afterward, are you partaking of one of the rituals?
I bob my head back round and say yes.
Yes.
All of you? One of you?
I think we'd all like to. It's been a while. I feel that we need to.
Well, today would be the day for
That's true. Yes.
Are you more interested in stone ritual or fire ritual?
Hurried discussion between the gang. What do we reckon? Stone or fire?
Stone.
Yeah,
Stone?
stone
Yeah.
sounds a lot less painful than fire.
Okay. Yeah. Stone, please.
Stone it is. That is my fate as well. He taps the gong twice, and after just a moment, a live woman arrives from the hallway that Terrell was briefly guarding before. She has orange-red tinted skin and amber eyes, and her hair is a dark cherry red. It's dressed in long, elaborate braids that have been curled into almost two horn-like adornments on either side of her head, almost like she's cosplaying as a tiefling, but she's not.
Can
a
I
tiefling.
do Can I do an insight check? Can I tell what race these two are?
Sure, do an insight check.
Ah, screw it.
You can tell that they're green and red.
Right, never mind.
They're green and red people. They're humanoid. She's wearing the scarlet silk robe with a wide black waist cincher belt that is studded with bicolor tourmaline gemstones. There's kind of like a range from pink to green. And she says in kind of this like a soft, whispery voice. Yes, Malachite. Can I help you and our guest today? And Malachite answers, yes. They would like the baths. All of them. And then followed by a stone ritual. A stone ritual, you say? That's wonderful! I think we have just enough time before, well, it needs to be completed. Come with me to the changing rooms. Come on. And she kind of drifts little teeny steps down the hallway, ushering you after her. Malachite stays behind the desk. And if you read the name tag on this woman, her name tag says Scoria.
We don't think she's a Medusa and she's going to turn us to stone, do we? Just throwing that out there. I guess we follow her.
we're in for an adventure, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot.
But at least we'll be clean.
I forgot to make a dude. So there's Malachite. I don't have a good token for him. He's staying behind the front desk. And then so Scoria escorts you and your goose.
She's in little armor.
They didn't even budge about like the goose. They didn't question it at all. Sure, they brought a goose to the bathhouse.
Yeah.
Well, now we've got like a backup owlbear that they don't know about, so I like this.
You also noticed that you weren't charged. But once you get to the changing rooms, Scoria starts handing out plush bathrobes. Gives each of you a towel, as well as a pair of spa slippers.
Okay, everything's normal.
Yeah, I've just
So
realised
far.
we're about to leave us weapons behind.
Can we slide? Can we
Hang on,
hide small things? Do we have small, sharp things?
Yeah, my blade only comes out when I take it out of the. But it's got. Never mind.
She notices you guys you seem to be freaking out a little bit. She says, "Don't worry, if you're shy, please, I mean, you can be modest if you want to be, but, we're all professionals here."
She's just gonna stand there and watch us change.
Yes.
Okay.
And you notice there's folding screens and stuff, and if you want to jump behind one and change in privacy, that's fine. She's just basically there to allow you to, well, she's gonna let you change. She's
I'm trying to remember.
You can continue to be nervous about it. She's like, "I can just step outside here just a little bit if you want. I'll be around the corner."
That's fine. We're sorry. We've just had a busy day yesterday, and we're a little self-conscious about how dirty we are.
Ah, you shouldn't be worried about being dirty here, darling.
So
if
I have.
going to embrace that, it's us.
I have a poison needle in my inventory. I vaguely remember. Is it still poisonous? That's right. It spit out from something, right?
You got poisoned with it. Was a poison needle trap on a door in the sewers.
Right.
And it's the needle that you got stung with. So
Right.
there's probably still traces of poison on it for you to study and identify, but it's not at full potency because it's already been used.
Alright, what's she given us to apart from the slippers? What was
Bathrobes
the towel?
and towels. They're all very plush, heavyweight cotton from On.
Have they got pockets in them?
The best cotton. There are pockets.
Right, I'm gonna stick because my bow blade is a hilt until I tell it to become a sword.
Okay.
So I'm gonna stick it in my pocket.
And you realize that these bathrobes are so plush that they almost act like light armor.
Hmm.
So rather than being like clothing, they give you an AC of 11.
We have puffy armor.
Plus your dexterity bonus.
So now I'm trying to figure out if I can take. I think I've got a poison arrow still. Can I just take that with me and use it for stabby if I have to?
I feel like Kai's being very smug at the moment about not needing weapons.
Okay, I'll start if you're trying to smuggle an arrow, which is not pocket sized exactly.
Right. I don't know if I can
Make
get away
a
with
stealth
it.
check or a sleight of hand check.
Ain't got any daggers at all.
I appear to not have any daggers.
Alright, we need to
Does
sort
anybody
that
have a dagger?
I've
No.
got daggers. I've got a silver dagger and a wooden dagger.
out. Where did you get them?
I have no idea, but they're in my inventory.
I have no idea why you have stuff either.
Because I was looking because my,
Wooden dagger? I don't know what that's
Wood
about.
dagger?
Make
Yeah.
a sleight of hand check. You need to make an 11 to wait.
Fit
you
it
need
in
to
the
make
robe.
higher than 11 to meet her passive perception. And you
Whoa.
do the dirty 20.
Nice.
You slip your poison arrow under the folds of inside the folds of your bathrobe. No one the wiser.
I would like to hold out my staff and say, is it alright if I bring my walking staff?
Certainly. I mean,
Thank
we
you.
don't recommend wearing armor into pools, because you get
No, it's fine.
frosty.
It's just to get me there safely, and I'll leave it at the side.
But I mean, this is really just for your convenience. Just put your things away while you're doing the other activities. There's really no need to be using weapons here, But it is totally alright. If this is your preference.
She's basically said we can take weapons in with us if we want.
She's not bothered.
Well, I'm not going to take my entire bow and arrow in. I think.
No, I'm gonna hide my hilt in my bathrobe and take my jade staff.
We've got somebody that can shoot fire out of their fingers, so
You
hopefully.
might
Yeah.
get some strange looks, for some of the other customers if you get into a tub with a bow and arrow. But I'm not going to tell you what to do, darling. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
As
We are
she
totally unarmed.
She kind of moves to the hall a little bit. She's standing at the threshold. Is everybody ready?
Yep.
Sure.
Oops, where am I?
You're at the bottom. Under
There I am.
sprinkles.
Okay.
All right. Each of you will get your own room for, well, okay, first, you can go choose any of the bathrooms. That sounds so funny when I say it like that. Any of the areas to bathe in, and she ushers to the left side of the hallway, and there's 3 different doorway openings. I'm just going to reveal that part of the map. I'm going to reveal a lot more of the map.
That actually looks nice.
It does.
It makes me want to go to a spa.
And you can choose using these areas for your baths, and then reconvene with me for your ritual afterwards. But don't take too long with the bathing, because the rituals are almost complete for the day.
Okay.
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 So what do we do?
So do we have any sense of what this ritual is? Is it just like a fancy word for a stone massage? Or do we think it's something else?
Yeah, I didn't tie
You
in with
can
the
do
coat
an
on.
insight check, but it's going to have to be pretty high based off of like the information you have.
Okay. Oh, that was almost a 20.
It was.
Damn it.
All right,
One
as far as
second.
you know so far,
Nothing.
you're expecting to get a hot stone massage or something after.
Well,
this
yep,
is
hot
done.
stone it is.
Want to center your chakras and feel like the kind of weight therapy of having rocks put on your forehead and stuff.
Well, it makes me wonder what the fire, what the fire
Yeah.
ritual is. Is that cupping, maybe?
It's not cupping.
I don't know what that is, and I don't think I want to know.
So let's just kind of like jump ahead. Each of you, you know, you can bathe, get clean. There's soap provided. It has that same kind of eucalyptus smell as the front lobby. There's extra towels if like the one that was provided to you is not enough. There are, you notice that there are people here.
What? Already in the baths.
Yeah, there are some people already in the bath. In
So we don't
fact,
get tired of it.
So yeah, so when she said you can choose which bathing room, it's not individual, it's there for anyone.
yeah, they're there. The baths are kind of communal.
Okay.
Yum.
In a post-COVID world, that's like, no.
This is a fantasy world where there's no COVID.
Okay.
I don't know. I went to a show on Wednesday night. It was Parliament Funkadelic, and that place was so crowded. I walked out with my friend afterwards, and we're both like, "Hope we didn't get COVID."
Oh.
I hope you didn't either.
Yeah, so far so good.
Peering into the different rooms, you notice that the last set of baths on the left. You look in, and one of the pools, you recognize some people from your caravan. Charmody Little, Daisy Brownbank, and Noodles Fabian are all in the tub together, having conversation, scrubbing away the cares of the previous day.
Well, that's good. We got friends here. I think they're friends or somewhat friendly, right?
You at least know them. You know their names, you recognize them, and they see you and they're like, "Hey, how's it going?"
We could see if they've heard anything around town.
Sounds
Gossip.
like we're gonna be here a couple more days than we planned, huh? Noodles is like, oh man, all the goats are getting feisty.
So they came with us from the Honeyfest, yeah?
Yeah, they were citizens of Rooshfair that are relocating to Farnest.
Right, okay.
Noodles is, you know that Noodles is the one who does the mystical chicken wings, and he's one of the people along with Terry who is tending to all the livestock that's traveling with you. Charmandy is, as far as you know, she was like a waitress at Honeyfest. And her partner, Daisy Brownbank, is a carpenter. But position yourself accordingly, or like if you wanted, or you wanted, yeah, you want to ask them specific questions, or ask any of the people hanging out at the baths any questions.
I mean, it's worth, I guess, chatting with people who live around here to see if they know anything about this emissary. But then again, if it's to do with the cult, maybe not. Oh God. Alright, I'm going to jump in this first one. Hey! Just rub my back.
Should we stick together?
I don't know whether we should just try and get information out of people or what.
There's also staff here, just kind of hanging out to fetch towels for people.
I think I'm gonna go in that middle one. The problem is if our traveling companions talk to us too much, they're gonna clue in we are not who we're implying we are.
Alright.
I'm actually just gonna sit there and bathe. So like, is that sort of like a? The person that's in that round tub? Is that a separate room, or is it all sort of quasi?
It is kind of a separate area, separate room.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's sunken, basically. It's like a sunken room compared to where you are now. Where you are now, it's kind of built up, and then that's where like there's like a teak kind of platform, and then your pool is kind of built into that platform.
So if I go to the other edge, he could see me?
Barely, but like the view is obstructed.
You know, I'm just gonna sit here for a minute and see if he talks to himself.
It's like he has to look up. It's like he's having to look up over.
Yeah, I'll see if he starts running his mouth for talking to himself for any strange reason.
And he's just like, you hear him sing a little like rubber ducky song.
Aww.
But he doesn't really say anything that is relevant to your cult interest.
Okay. I'm gonna actually just do some bathing, at least get that in before bad things happen.
Every 20 minutes or so, the staff will re-up the hot water. So it's staying fairly pleasantly warm. And if you like request, hey, I'd like a bucket of cold water or something, they'll come along and provide that for you. So you bathe. Sprinkles is kind of like, swimming around, like honking in the tub. The two people are there with you, Terrell. They're kind of like looking at this goose and they're like, are you serious?
Geese need spa days too.
I'll splash sprinkles.
And she like kind of flutters her wings and just sets up a brand new spate of honking. She's having a grand time. She loves the pool. So after a while you bathe, you're clean. And when you signal, assuming there's nothing else you want to talk to anybody, anything else you want to do, when you signal, Scoria will come back and... Alright, now, the staff will escort you to your ritual rooms. Each of you will get your own chamber to do the ritual privately as we, do. It is a very sacred time for reflection and getting in touch with your stone self. And then afterwards, when the ritual is complete, we will reconvene.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Once your
With-
ritual is successfully completed, do expect the staff to escort you to the north meeting area. And she gives a slight nod. I'll be waiting.
We'll see you soon.
And so each of you is given your own room. I guess Sprinkles is with you, Terrell.
Yeah.
She's just quacking around. She's not doing the ritual. She's just quacking around the corner. And then there's a staff person there to perform this ritual. And it's just like getting a massage. They have you lie back. You get like the special European style blanketing, whatever. And there's more of the eucalyptus and kind of smoke smells floating in the air, the faint perfume, and the steam gets blown in your face very briefly. And the attendant presents you with a cup of tea.
Is it true?
Okay, can I do like a... What kind of medicine? Can I do a medicine check to see
Yeah,
if
I was
know
just thinking
what's
that.
in it? If I can figure out.
Survival. What are you looking for?
Oh, well, survival would be better if I could do survival. I want to make sure we're not going to die or hallucinate mildly.
All right, you can do a survival check, and yeah, you can do a survival check. You can do it with advantage since you're looking for like a poison kind of thing, like it's drugged. Of course, you're in your own room, so whatever you know. Oh man, another nat 20. Whatever you find out, you're in a different room than everyone else. Yelena, you can tell that this tea has some kind of drug in it.
Crap.
Everyone else can roll survival without advantage.
I can't do medicine.
You can do medicine if you want to do medicine instead.
Kai's
Okay.
gonna die.
Kai, you're clueless. It's tea.
Always.
Terrell, you can tell the tea is drugged with something.
But I can't tell if it's a bad drug or a good drug.
Actually, because you can't tell, but because Yelena got a natural 20, you think that this tea has an herb called stillstone in it. And from what you know about herbalism, stillstone can temporarily make somebody very relaxed and unable to move their limbs. But the effect lasts for a few minutes, not for an extended period of time. And while you think about that, let's take a little adventurous break.
Okay.
Decisions.
Back shortly.
Well, if everyone is physically, if not emotionally prepared, I'm not sure you're physically prepared for the ritual now, but where we left it, you, two of you had discovered that your tea was drugged, and Kim, you know that it will, if not paralyze you, it'll make you close to paralyze for a few minutes.
All right. I am not liking this. So the attendant's still in there?
Yes.
Okay.
You see to the side of the room there's a stack, a collection of rocks that are going to be used.
I mean, do we think they're just doing it as a way of the ultimate massage, or do we think there's something nefarious? That's the question.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what it is, but I suppose I'll be... Would I be worried about it being drugged, or would I just expect it to be some weird cultist thing?
My fear is it's like, do they know that we're faking it and they're going to kill us? Or can I get away with saying, this is my first ritual. Can you walk me through what's going to happen here? Even though we've got the cards.
Is that what you want to do? As the attendant stares at each one of you, with an expectant look on their face, like, yes, you're going to drink the tea now?
I'm just going to say something. It needs to cool a bit.
You're very much a devotee of the earth, the less of the fire. I understand. Your attendant nods. How about you, Kai? What are you doing?
I'm drinking poison tea, apparently.
So Kai drinks his tea. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what's happening. So do make a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
With a 9, your limbs become very heavy, and you just kind of lie back, feeling almost as if you're restrained. And once this happens, the attendant pulls out a small rock, a small stone. It's very flat, very smooth, and they set it upon your chest. It's no biggie.
Has it got any weird symbols on it?
Has it got googly eyes?
Do a perception check. You can't wiggle your head, like really look at it. Yeah, you can't move your neck enough. Can't really tell, but you're like, I want to look at that directly and see if it's got any wiggly things on it. There's no obvious wiggly squiggles on it from your vantage point, but you recognize that you don't have a good vantage point and you can't move your head.
Okie doke. I'll go with the flow.
But you're feeling really relaxed. Now, Terrell. The attendant's looking at you expectantly. Cup of tea.
Yeah.
You know it's drugged. What do
If
you
I
do?
cast speak with animals, can the person understand what I'm saying, or do I speak in the language of the animals?
You know, I'm not really sure if it means that you start honking like a goose, or the goose starts like, or if it's all telepathic or what. I lean towards that it is you start honking, and what the goose is saying just sounds like common to you,
Okay.
but you're both like literally honking.
Right. Then I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals and quietly honk at Sprinkles. Sprinkles, you need to attack me and knock this cup out of my hands.
Sure! So Sprinkles runs forward and gives you a big bump, and it knocks the tea to the floorboards. And the clerk is kind of like, oh no, I can get another cup. Just give me a moment.
Sure, yeah, I'll just wait here, that's fine. And as soon as the attendant goes out, I go around to the next room.
Okay. Which next room do you go to?
Do I know who's in each one?
You saw who went into which room as you were escorted there. You're aware of who went into which room.
Okay, but I don't know if Kai's in trouble. I don't know if anyone's in trouble really. So I will, but Yelena can speak with animals if she casts it. So I will honk at Sprinkles. Go on, Yelena. I'm gonna go see what Kai's doing. So I'll tell Sprinkles to go to Yelena's room, and I will go to Kai's.
Okay, so you're going off to Kaya's room. Yelena, as you're staring at this cup of tea and staring at the attendant, and you're trying to figure out whether or not you're gonna protest, like, I'm not sure, I really feel like tea today. A honking goose comes running into the room. Sprinkles is like, flapping her wing, and just going honk, honk,
honk. And I'm probably hopefully smart enough to know that something's up here, and I need to cast Speak with Animals.
So you can't speak with animals.
Yes, I
And
will do
Sprinkles
that.
is all like, oh, tea's dropped. Maybe don't want to drink it.
So I'm gonna honk back. Yeah, I know. So Kai's okay?
I don't know. I think Terrell went to go look. Terrell knows stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if she's drinking it though. I knocked it out of her hands and the clerk's getting some more. Yeah, the attendant. Yeah. It's really cool.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, can you help me?
But she's getting more tea, so I don't know how effective that is. Oh, sure! And Sprinkles runs forward, knocks the tea out of your hands. Knocks the tea out of your hands.
Like, oh no, and it was about the right temperature too.
And the attendant goes, oh, silly goose, and leaves the room to go get some more tea.
All right, so I peek around the corner to make sure she's gone.
Yeah.
Gotta peek around the corner to where Terrell is.
Like, you peek around the corner, your attendant's gone. You see another attendant starting to move back towards Terrell's room. Terrell, you're like peeking into Kai's room, and at this point you see.
I didn't understand that.
something
I
funny.
Stop laughing. You see Kai just kind of like splayed out flat on his back. He's drooling. He's drooling. A little bit. All of a sudden. And there's this like, small rock just sitting in the middle of his chest. And you see the attendant kind of turn to the side, picks up another rock. This one is larger than the rock that's already sitting on Kai's chest. It's almost the size of a stone paver. And the attendant sits this on top of that smaller stone on top of Kai's chest. It's significantly heavier. Kai, you need to roll a Constitution save.
Is this some like sort of weird monk yen proving yourself shit? Kai's gonna die.
And an 8 is not enough. You take 1 bludgeoning damage.
I love
from
the
the
spa
weight of
music.
that stone.
Whilst Kai's being squished by stones.
All right, do I have my robe and my poison arrow?
Yeah, you got your robe with your poison arrow. And as you notice this, that like Kai is the so far what you see with this ritual, like Kai's out of it. You see like the stones are being put on top of them, and you can tell that they're getting gradually heavier. And then Terrell, you notice that your attendant is coming back to the room with a cup of tea.
So I'm going to say to Terrell really quickly, do we need an aloe right now?
Maybe. I mean,
we need some sort of distraction.
Yeah. Sprinkles, come over here.
The Sprinkles comes over there. What? What do you want?
I smack
what's
her around the head.
happening? Do you want me to knock something over? Is there more
Yes,
tea?
but
Oh,
but
look, the lady's coming with the tea! And Sprinkles goes running off towards her and like barrels her down.
never mind. You stay in this form.
And the tea goes
Yeah, okay,
flying.
this is okay. I like this chaos goose.
So much better.
Tea goes
I didn't know
flying,
that would be so accessible.
And that attendant is like, what the fuck? Get out of here, Goose! Goose, move up! Move around! What's a goose doing in here? And she spots you, Terrell. I'm sorry for the delay. God, we're running out of time. If you want, okay, we'll skip that part of the ritual, and because if we start now, we can get it done in time for the meeting. And she's muttering under her breath. She's muttering under her breath. God, you have to do the ritual before you can go to the meeting. And then she goes back into the room, and she's like waiting for you.
Alright. So I look at Yelena and say, what do you think? If we skip the tea, then we can move if we need to.
Right.
Kai's being squished by rocks, but I'm stronger than him. I don't know. It just seems like we have to do this as some way of getting to the meeting. By
Yeah.
the sounds of it. Alright.
Okay.
I silently say, sorry Kai, and go back in the room.
And while you're hanging out in the hallway, you go back into your room, Yelena, and after about a minute, you hear the sounds of Sprinkles honking, and another exclaim from another attendant, and the sound of like stone hitting the floor, and your attendant comes shuffling into your room, Yelena.
And I'm just gonna say, let's just move on. We don't have time.
I think that's a good plan. Yeah, let's start the ritual. Kai, back in your room. Another attendant enters your room, and this time they assist the first one in lifting a square stone block the size of a gray stone, and they place this one, stacking it on top of the one already on your chest. Make another Constitution saving throw.
What? We do know that I'm a wee little thing, don't we?
That's why you keep failing your Constitution saving throw.
Ah!
Oh yes!
Natural 20!
Yay!
Not only do I have to eat a moonshine cherry, but you don't even feel it. It's nothing. You don't take any damage from this. You if you could move, you'd totally be like tensing your abs and stuff. But it's like a feather. That paver before, it just kind of caught you off guard, but this is nothing. Meanwhile, in your rooms, Terrell and Yelena, the attendants have started the ritual. They put the first small stone on your chest. They pull out the paver stone to put that on your chest. The two of you make Constitution saving throws.
What's his strength? Hang on.
14's plenty high enough. Neither of you feel anything. Paver stone is nothing. Additional attendants enter both of your rooms, and they both help lift a square stone the size of a gravestone and add that onto the stack on your chest. So the two of you roll Constitution saving throws again. Both of you feel that one a little bit.
Didn't engage the core just right.
I feel, yeah, you didn't engage the core just right. There's like a little bit of a crack sound, like you're like, ooh, did I hit my rib? Like, ooh, did my rib just pop? Both of you take 4 damage. 4 bludgeoning damage.
Bloody hell.
from that.
Ow. Maybe we should have
Finally,
gone shopping. Yolena's just there thinking we should have gone shopping before
Done
we
the
did
fire-
this.
done the fire
We should have bought
ritual.
some potions.
Finally, a third attendant enters your room, and they're picking up this like large rock. It's plenty large enough to shatter a wagon wheel. And they lift it grunting, and they add it to the cairn that is growing on top of your chest.
I'm gonna laugh if Kai gets through this just fine because he's relaxed.
Roll
It'd
one
be so perfect.
roll one more Constitution saving throw.
Who's this? Who's me?
All of
All
us.
three of you, because you're all at the same stage now.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, that one nearly a 20 then.
Yelena's not doing
Terrell,
well.
Kai, you're fine. You don't
Yelena's
feel
not.
nothing. But Yelena, you definitely think you hear a rib cracking now.
Oh, ow.
You're like, get it off. Oh god, I'm rolling too high on the damage. You take
Yes,
6
you are.
damage. And you're like, get off me, get off me. But you like make it through. And after this happens, and they kind of like leave it sitting on your chest for about 30 more seconds, there's this kind of exultation to all of them. And there seems to be like this strange energy that enters the room. And you feel your skin kind of bristle, and there's almost like an ashy granular sandiness that begins to form on the surface of your skin. And as this ritual completes, you realize you've been invested with some kind of blessing of stone.
Ooh.
Are we?
Blessing of earth. And you suspect that you're now resistant, at least for a period of time, to slashing and piercing damage.
Well, that probably means we can't stab them, but that means they also can't stab us. So that's good.
I'll say that this lasts for 10 minutes. Now, once this is completed, your attendants, they start cleaning up the room, putting away the rocks. Kai is given time for the effects of the drugs to wear off, of which he has like about 3 more minutes. So you guys have about 7 minutes left of this potion, of this ritual effect going on. And this is, okay, we're cutting it close, but you've completed the ritual, and now you should report to the meeting. Cut through to the north, go to the outside grotto. Everybody else is already assembled. Scoria will be, if she's not there already, she'll be there presently to start the meeting.
So we cut through the third bathroom.
Either one of those, the center, let me reveal it on the map so you know what I'm talking about. So they want you to go to the north, where the meeting is. We're just revealing some people who are attending this meeting. I think that's everybody.
Plenty there.
So as you head outside of the building to the north, you reach the backyard area, where there are two grottos of water bisected by a very large sandy area that has a few stacked stones. Both of these pools are they're built into cutouts in stone, and there are large assembled rocks, some of them of the size that just recently were placed on your chest during the ritual. You see that there's two ramps of stairs leading upward. I think there's two things that I have not unhidden. Okay, that person's visible now. Scoria is standing on the stairs directly to the north of the middle north. She seems to be standing far away from either one of the grottos of the pools. And there's an assortment of people congregated, some sitting on the rocks, most of them avoiding the water. Some of these people look to be like they are in soldier's garb. You see at least one that looks like they're wearing kind of militia insignia. Others look just like regular townspeople. Some people, they have robes. You can see there's kind of like a little bit of, like a few little plates of stone. You think like, you pick out that like where they would fold the links of the robe and they would be easily concealed. But for the purposes of this meeting, they've kind of flipped the fabric out and they're revealing that they have these stone plates attached to their robe. There's other people who seem to have a different symbol that is on display other than the triangle that you're used to. More like the, I think it's like crossed, no, it's like a censer kind of symbol that's like a semicircle with the rim facing up. So you think that there are people who are both affiliated with Black Earth as well as the Eternal Flame here?
Three cults.
Yeah.
Good times.
You don't see signs of anybody affiliated with a water cult here, though. So position yourselves where you
Which
want
is
to position
ironic,
yourselves.
considering all the water.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is ironic. But, you know, bathhouse got a bath. Position yourselves where you want to sit for this, quote, meeting, unquote.
Are those stairs in the back? So corrupt guard. Okay.
Which there's stairs that Scoria is standing on. So she's kind of blocking going up on those stairs. And
Right.
you see that's kind of like a raised parapet, where from the outside of this building, you think that looks like a privacy fence. But from the backyard, it's kind of like a deck. And there's only there's a fence to it, but it's about 6 feet tall at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Where it could be climbed over, but on the other side of it, towards the street, there would be a much more significant drop.
And on the water side?
On the water side, there is a guard there, but there seems to be kind of this promontory of stone along the back of the building that extends out almost like a dock along the back of the building, and it's directly over the Unicorn Run River. There's no end, so it is open access to the river from there.
Possibly an escape point. Then.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So,
Alright.
yeah, we got
Yeah,
a guard
so
in
move
the
up.
way. Yeah, move.
Yep.
I would move over there in case, and we
Yeah.
can knock the guard out if we have to.
Yep.
I still have my
Alright.
robe and my Of course, that means we're leaving all our gear in the locker room.
Yeah, I suppose that's true, isn't it? Well, bless it. It's just as a last resort. I'd rather just
Yeah.
do the meeting and then leave. Not
Exactly.
really, but
I'll say that, like, you, because otherwise Fantasy Grounds would be a big pain in the ass, you had time after ritual to change back into anything. So you don't have to be wearing...
So we got his gear back. Okay.
You don't
got
have
gear
to be
back.
wearing
Okay, excellent, excellent.
bathrobes
Over.
or towels. I don't know if you wanted to steal bathrobes or towels or anything like that. But
No.
I guess we don't.
I mean,
really
yeah,
need
but no.
it. A good robe is always nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody's in their street clothes here. Everybody's not all wearing their,
Okay.
they're not all in bathrobes and towels at this point. Seeing that you've arrived and all these people are gathered, Scoria she's like, oh, wonderful, wonderful, you're all here. And then she beckons to this slightly heavy-set woman. It's a halfling who has, she's wearing kind of a flowered house dress. And she has short brown hair. It's very tightly curled. And she calls to her. She says, Goodwife Groce, I have a task for you after the meeting. And you observe the person she addressed to as Goodwife. She runs up to Scoria. Scoria whispers to her. And you see Scoria hand the Goodwife a note and a pouch. And the Goodwife kind of scurries back, and she's the one who's like in the center in kind of like the pink and green. She settles back on a rock. She looks kind of pleased with herself. And at this point you notice that she has hanging over her shoulder almost like a purse. There's this ornate oil lamp kind of bouncing on one hip. And she tucks the note and the pouch into another bag against her other hip. At this point, Scoria calls the meeting to order. Settle down, everyone, settle down. It's so wonderful all of you could be here today. I hope your day has been dirty or warm, whichever is your preference. I understand many of you are concerned about today's events or yesterday's events, and how those nasty, soggy spoil sports from the crushing wave are trying to waterlog our fun. But pooh! We are the eternal flame. And when she says eternal flame, she makes a hand signal. This one is kind of like, one hand is held as a fist, her left hand is a fist, and her right hand, she just holds up her 4 fingers behind it and wiggles them a little bit. It's kind of like the root in Eurovision 2021. If anyone gets that reference. The stone abides! And then she makes the triangular black earth symbol that you guys are familiar with. These are just petty distractions. Only the weak died. If you're not weak, you have nothing to worry about from the crashing wave. I assure you our friend Russell escaped the quarry unscathed. Lieutenant Zandrosa was already headed east, planning a little housewarming for the Queen Understone against the crashing wave for all of their silly efforts. Yes, they'll be waiting for them in their slum in Loudwater by now. Planning a little surprise, so rejoice! But not too much. We have work to do. In 2 days, before any moist losers return to Secomber, anyone concerned about their safety is welcome to shelter below Goodwife Groce's boarding house with their families. It has sewer access. You can go anywhere if needed, if you are so disposed in the scaredy pants. After that, on the 8th of Marfanoth, midnight, I need 3 brawny volunteers to meet with the dust goblins at the Masons Guild to pick up the delivery of fireworks, then pass them over to our contact, Mesrin, at Lord's Hill. Who among you are brawny and brave enough to volunteer to pick up these fireworks? Do you want to serve your cult?
Terrell stands forward and puts her hand up.
Ah! There's a brownie one! I see you have the Ritual of Stone active, the Blessing of Stone on you. An excellent volunteer to pick up the fireworks. Do I have 2 more?
Alright, Gillian will step forward.
Okay.
I don't know how brawny she is, but...
You're not so big as your friend, but I see the stone has blessed you too. You're alright by me.
Alright.
Anyone else?
Go for it, Kai. Let's...
Yeah. Hi. Hello.
Ah! Looks can be deceiving. You are a sly one. I thought the wind could blow you away, but you managed to make it through the Blessing of Stone unscathed, or for the most part unscathed. Alright, 3 brawny volunteers blessed by the memory of Ogremak himself. You will assist us. Now, do you have any questions? Have I made myself clear about what you need to do and when you need to do it and who you need to do it with?
Okay, I got
Probably
8th,
did, but I didn't type fast enough.
8th of Marpanoff, fireworks, mess run at Lord's Hill. That's what I caught.
Well, way better than me.
On the 8th of Marpanoff at midnight, you are to go to the Mason's Guild, meet the Dust Goblins to pick up the firework delivery, then take the fireworks to the cult contact named Mesrin at Lord's Hill. I'm telling you that, but like if you don't have questions for her, she's gonna assume you don't have questions, and she's gonna be like, "Oh, good, no questions. I hate questions."
Do we know where the Mason's Guild is? I'm gonna whisper that to Kai and Terrell.
Terrell shrugs.
Roll a history check.
I mean, someone we know must know. No. Hey.
All
Wow.
of you recall from your wandering the other night that you noticed that the Mason's Guild was actually across the street behind the Elkhorn Emporium.
Perfect. What is today? What is
I
today's
think
date?
it's the morning of the 6th of Marpanoff.
Okay, so we got a couple days here. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right.
To close out our meeting, many of you are aware of our efforts to acquire control of the late wizard's golems. I am pleased to say we have a group of adventurers underway, attempting to access the cottage's secrets from below. Rather than the front door, it will no doubt take longer to access this way, but as no one has measured up to pass the entry's defenses, we will take what we can get. And we will get those codes! We do, and this time will be ours. Come to reign and misrule. Won't it be fun? She starts to clap, and then the cultists start clapping along with her. There's much rejoicing.
Yay.
Wow, okay. That is the meeting. You
So
all
they've got
attended.
they've got a team of people that are looking to get the golems. Is what she said.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
does.
going underneath the
They're
wizard's
on their
house.
way. They're on their way, approaching from underneath the wizard's cottage rather than going through the front door. But it's expected to take longer than going in through the front door.
Do we know where the underneath would be? Would it be like the sewers again?
It might be the sewers. They might be, because they're an earth cult, they might be tunneling. It could be. You're not quite sure.
I guess we could walk around the outside of the wizard's house and see if we hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll do that.
And as she finishes her orders of business, Scoria, asks the crowd, "Any more questions from any of you?" Anyone? Don't be shy.
Do we want to ask about the emissary? Just sort of like, you know, do we need to worry about the water cult sort of thing and that sort of thing?
That's a good one, yeah.
So Tyrell's going to step forward and say, you know, what about the water cult? They're coming back in 2 days. Do we need to worry about it? Or, you know, the steps being made?
But I already covered this in the meeting. Why are you asking these questions? If you're worried about the water cult, which you shouldn't be because you're not weak, you're obviously brawny. You are a volunteer to pick up the fireworks, doing the good work. What do you have to worry about? You're not a weak-willed person. You're not a weak person in body. But if you felt like you were a skinky-doody weako, you could go hide and cower at a Goodwife Groce's boarding house, like with all the other losers. We aren't worried about a crashing wave. We have our vengeance.
What was that? The boarding house? Other losers?
Goodwife Groce. You can hide in the basement, run out through the sewers if you want to. I don't care. But you shouldn't be concerned as long as you are not unblessed by stone or fire.
Okay.
The
Good to know.
lieutenant and Queen Understone will be answering the attacks, if that was your actual question. Loudwater will feel our wrath.
That's what I
wrath
meant.
of
I didn't.
glass. Yeah. There are the routes. I would also perhaps volunteer. This does bring good information to me. Our leaders, the lieutenant should not be back. They have additional work. They will probably be continuing on to the east after punishing those at Loudwater who have dared to question our power. So, yes, Mr. Malachite and I will be those in charge here at Secomber for the time being. I'm sure you're all happy about that. Now, meeting adjourned. Go on, get out of here. And the people start to wander off. As well as Scoria, she moves back inside.
Okay.
So I think we get out of here right now.
Yeah,
Or
I
we
think
can
so too.
have a good conversation.
Yeah.
Open conversation.
Okay. So we leave.
Let's go.
This is us zooming out of the
Sprinkles waddles as fast as she can out of the bathhouse.
stick
As
under
you
the
leave
arm.
out the front door, Kai, as you go, you see that lockbox again in the cubbies. Oh man, it's a lockbox in the cubbies.
We've come back to it. What time does it shut? Oh, I'm not a rogue in this one, am I?
And you see Malachite's gone again, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, so did he just come out of the floor before?
Right.
He came right out of the stone floor.
Which
Right.
means he's got
Some
some
kind
sort
of elemental or
ability.
something,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Which means that's probably where he is right now.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, not risking it.
Okay, maybe we need to go shopping and find some cool stuff. Like invisibility or
Yes.
ways to talk, like a little sending stone thing.
Okay, so you're out of there. I have so many people to delete out of the combat tracker. Because you did not choose
With
violence
combat.
yet again.
Well,
I mean, there was a lot of people to try and, beat up. All right,
such a
so
boring thing to do.
the Goodwife has got something, hasn't she? She's been given a pouch and
Right.
Is it a
Pouch and
letter?
note.
so that could be interesting. But it's whether or not we want to follow her.
What were the losers at again?
Well,
Her basement.
yeah, well, that's 2 days from now. Like when the attack happens, that's where they've told people to, if they're scared, that's where they should
To hide
bunker
there.
up.
Okay, gotcha.
But you now are aware that this boarding house is affiliated with cultist activity.
Right. Okay.
Right. Presumably fire if she had like the sensor type thing. Okay, so
Yeah, she had an oil lamp attached to her belt.
yeah. So she's involved. We saw there was some guards.
And Scoria gave her a task to do after the meeting.
So if we hang around outside the front door, will we see her leave?
Do perception checks.
I mean, I feel like someone walking out of the door would be quite obvious, but
You just had to roll over 10. It's amazing.
oh god.
Well, Terrell with a -1, you were screwed. But yeah, Yelena spots her as she leaves with a crowd of people leaving the meeting. And you see her, you know, and she's just going do 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 do. Do 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 down the street. She heads away from the river. And as you head away from the... I'm having a brain fart. Never mind. But you head away from the river. And then she goes towards the central road and heads north. Kind of back in the direction of where your inn is. And the Elkhorn Emporium and the Stonemasons Guild. But before she gets to any of those places, she ducks in to a shop that has a sign hanging that has a stylized vial etched on it. And there's a symbol. It kind of looks like the letter A, but also a little bit like a mushroom. And just the word Alchemist.
They might do invis potions.
I'm moving you. And so she's gone inside the alchemy shop.
So since we're close to our hotel, inn, whatever, the Hilton. I kind of want to stay clear of her. I don't want her. My concern is if she'll see us and somebody that we know sees us, and then cover's blown.
Yeah.
But maybe just sort of loiter someplace out of the way.
You loiter kind of across the street, keeping an eye on the shop. And you notice you're in front of another tavern called the Seven String Harp. And that is actually the location you were told that Elkhorn's ex-wife owns and runs. But looking across the street, watching the door to see when the Goodwife Groce leaves the alchemy shop, you notice a sign in the front window, and it says under new management. And there's like a swag of black fabric lining the windows of the shop to kind of signal that there's some kind of mourning going on. And you see the bustle of the street pass by. A few minutes go on. Maybe 5, 10, somewhere in that range. And the Goodwife comes back out of the shop. You see she has now, she does not have, well, I guess she put the other stuff in her bag. You see her as she comes out of the shop, she has a vial in one hand, and she's putting it into the bag on her hip. And then she's heading to the south. Back the way she came.
Okay. Do we want to follow her again?
Yeah, let's do that from a distance.
So you follow her south, and she kind of seems to be headed back more in the region of where the Steam and Stone bathhouse was. But rather than going to the Steam and Stone, she aims for a fairly ornate 3-story building a few doors down. It's kind of like almost an ornate mansion made out of like some marble edifice. And there's a discreet sign out front and prominent stairs leading to the front door. And this place of business is the Cat and Cucumber Club. And she busily climbs the stairs and goes in the front door.
Well, that's an interesting combination, isn't it?
You recall that these, this as well as the Steam and Stone are both businesses owned by Daryl Logan, the first rod of Secomber.
Okay, so either she's doing, presumably she's doing some errands for the cull. I just worry if we spend all day following her, we're not going to get
I know.
outdone. That's all.
So what you observe is she went into the alchemy shop, she came out with a vial of something, and then she went to this other place.
Well, maybe we've got an excuse to go into the alchemy shop, see if there's anything cool we can buy in there for us.
This is true, yeah.
And then maybe we can get some intel too.
Okay, so leave her in there and go back to the alchemy shop.
I think so.
All right.
We do that.
So you head back to the alchemy shop. I'm going to put you in the alchemy shop now.
Moo.
It's not like gridded or anything, but it's more atmospheric. Can't forget the goose.
Is the Goodwife supposed to be in here?
No, she should be in there. I forgot to remove her from that map.
This was in case we followed her in, yeah?
Yeah, this was in case you followed her in. I was all ready for you to follow her in, and then you're like, no, we're going to stay across the street. We don't want her to make us. So, you enter the alchemy shop, and Kai, you recognize the scents in the air. Oh wait, let me change. So we're not in the spa anymore. I should stop that. No more spa.
Uh,
No.
You're in the alchemy shop. I need to find one thing that's very important because you're in a shop, so I need to find the list of the stuff that's in the shop. Critical. Oh, there it was. I had it hidden behind something.
Just loaded. That's cool.
Yeah, that's the downside of like these animated maps. So cool, but the file sizes are so big. Just humongous. So you come into the shop, Kai, the smells are familiar. All those chemicals, the smoke. There's a little bit of fizziness in the air, and you can see that there are several different projects underway, but it all seems to be really entry-level stuff to you. These are kind of recipes that you learned from what's his face? Drusil. It's not Logan, that's the guy who's like the whatchamadoodle. But yeah, Drusil, what's his name in Roosevelt. Who did your alchemy training? Yeah, whoever this guy is. And you see this gnome. He's kind of middle-aged. He's got this very fancy mustache, dark hair, but it looks like his hair is perhaps dyed by and it's not a good dye job. It's like he's using shoe polish or something to make it look that way. So you have your doubts about this guy's chemical nuance and skill. There are collections of bottles and books and scrolls and ledgers and filters, different little jars storing mosses and grainy substances and eyeballs lined around the room. There's a desk with a bunch of candles. And then along one wall, there is a portrait. The man in the portrait has an eye patch over his left eye, but he also wears a pair of spectacles. This portrait is draped in more of the black fabric, and beneath it is a haphazard handwritten sign on like a placard that reads, Amelia Amonitas, R.I.P. The gnome spots your entry, says, I say, another customer today. How can I help you?
We wondered what you had in stock.
I got all kinds of things in stock. Yeah. Got a lot of leftover inventory from the old management. A little bit of new inventory from the new management. What you looking for?
Just things that would be useful for some, adventuring.
Oh, we got all kinds of useful things. Are you looking more for we have cosmetic things. We have lifestyle things. We got healing things.
Healing things sounds good.
Definitely
We got spell things. We got a few alchemical things. Any of these notions strike your fancy?
Sure. Some interesting sounding things there. So, do we want to go with Invis for...
Ooh, yeah. What do you have for that?
Well, let's find out. Do you have any kind of anything for sneaky? Like Invis pots? Spells?
Well, I don't know. These potions, we do not have any invisibility potions. But let me see if I can look to see if we got a scroll of invisibility in the back.
Okay.
And he kind of shuffles off, leaving you alone in the room. Oh, I have it locked.
Quick, check everything.
So he goes in the back. Now, as he leaves, you see things on display. There's stuff like there's something labeled an alchemy jug. There's a various set of antidotes and antitoxins. There's like some kind of weird exotic beverage called blue rose tea. There's a few little like haphazard notions, like there's some kind of looks like a swimmer's cap. There's a bottle of the cleaning concoction from Rougever. There's a type of taffy. There's some filters, and you see, well, do insight checks.
Hey.
Yelena, you see the section where there are rows of filter of luck and filter of love. You see that the rows are perfectly stacked in place, but the filter of love row has the front bottle missing. Like one has been sold today, and he hasn't yet adjusted the inventory.
So that's what's her name probably took.
What we think
Filter
she-
of love.
Filter of love.
You see potions of healing and greater healing. You see potions of climbing, potions of bouncing. You see different variations of things called rainbow extracts. Multiple scrolls. Some of the spells that are leaping out to you that are out on display are Chromatic Orb, Expeditious Retreat, Identify, Tensor's Floating Disc. And there are a couple alchemical recipes, one for web arrows and a tracking dart. There's something called dire bacon,
Well, that sounds interesting.
gnome salt taffy,
That doesn't sound interesting.
and something called ghost mouth pepper sauce.
Okay.
Ghost mouth pepper sauce.
Yeah, ghost mouth pepper sauce.
Okay, so I see this and I just ask him, okay, I gotta know, why is it ghost mouth pepper sauce?
He hasn't quite come back yet.
Okay.
Kai, roll a d20. Ah! So with a 15, the proprietor comes back and he says, "Why, we have a scroll of invisibility in stock. It's your lucky day."
And how much does that cost?
Let's see. And he goes over the ledger and he's looking up prices. Oh, that scroll will run you about 200 gold.
Bloody hell, 200 gold for a scroll.
Well, I mean, it's not a one-use item. I mean, assuming that you are a person who transcribes and utilizes magic on a daily basis, which you do look to be, sir. So once you scribe it, it's yours forever.
Ooh.
Okay, how much is that platinum pieces? 200 gold.
That's 20 platinum pieces.
Alright, so I could cover it. Or we could chip in. Would you have to swap spells around then for that?
I have absolutely no idea.
You can, as you have to, it takes like a certain amount of time and paper and supplies to scribe a spell. But like for a level 2 spell, you could do it in like 2 hours, I think.
Okay.
I have a spell book, so I'm assuming it would go in.
Yeah, so it would go into your spell book. It would take an additional like 100 gold worth of like papers and supplies to like learn the spell.
Okay, well
As a
I've got a bunch of crap in my inventory that I need to sell anyway. So
Alright, then we tell the shopkeeper to put that on the pile of things to be added to.
All right. I like a sale. Bench Bloomwiffler loves a sale. Man, oh man!
What is dire bacon?
Dire bacon? Well, let me see what about dire bacon is, because I'm like, I gotta refresh my memory. That was something the old boss used to make. Why, it says here, this is cut from a giant boar. This bacon still bears the beast's ferocity. So when you consume it, you have advantage on doing athletic things for about 8 hours. In addition, if you take a small bit of damage that was gonna, like, you know, pretty much be the end of you, let's say you're in a mighty battle with said boar that this was cut from, and that boar done a real beating to you. You were down on your last legs, and that boar gored you just like one more last time. Would have been the end of you. Instead of being the end of you, you still have a little bit of life in you yet. Does that answer your question?
Kinda.
To put it straightforwardly, you would have advantage on athletics checks for 8 hours, and if you took damage that was like 10 or less, but it would reduce you to 0 hit points and make you unconscious, you would be reduced to 1 hit point instead. Kind of like that necklace that Kai has.
Okay.
But there is a limitation, like if it was more than 10 hit points of damage, it wouldn't work. That would be considered too catastrophic.
I'm just wondering if that'd be useful, the athletic side of it as well. And how much is a dire?
Oh, the dire bacon?
Yeah, how much is that?
I got to double check it. Sorry. Oh, 50 gold pieces.
Okay. Go on, Yelena.
Yes.
I was curious what the ghost mouth pepper sauce is.
Ghost mouth pepper sauce? Why, I ought to have it on this list, but I don't. Let me see. I gotta go look that one up too at the little ledger here. Oh, this is a spicy and delicious condiment made with a secret recipe. Yeah. It's you better be pretty tough when you consume it. But I've heard tell that there are certain recipes, especially those favored by druids, that can be made this is a required component for certain healing concoctions that the druids can make, as well as people who are skilled in the herbal arts. It's a bit of a double-edged sword, though, because it's the ghost mouth pepper. Tricky one to work with. But yeah, it's a component.
Okay.
That'd be useful for Kai at all?
He's not really druid, though, is he?
I know he's not druid, so.
Terrell, you can make a history or I would say history check. Because you're trying to remember something.
Yeah, I was just wondering if with my druid twin. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you don't remember anything.
Okay.
So what else we got?
Well, I would like to know what these love filters do, since we know the Goodwife is born.
It's supposed to
That's
love. You feed it to somebody. I mean, it's a bit shady here, but usually people will come here to buy it and slip into somebody's drink. You know what I'm saying? And then the next person they say after they consume this item, or whatever the item has been concealed within, well, they are quite in love and charmed by that person, willing to really do anything for them for a period of time.
So this could make someone do something that they wouldn't normally do.
Well, yeah, somebody who even, like, looked at you with antagonism, you know? Why, This is so weird. I mean, you asking questions about a filter of love. I mean, I don't understand why it's so popular suddenly, but okay. But, even somebody who just hated the sight of you, just wished nothing but ill to you. You feed them one of these potions of love and they look upon you, they'll be like, what do you want of me, baby? I'm yours.
Is this a popular item then?
Well, pretty rare. I mean, most people don't want to be caught seen, buying that kind of thing.
But you implied it was popular then, just then.
Well, I did have a customer asking for the specific thing just a short while ago.
Ah, that's interesting.
But I can't remember the last time I sold one before that.
Aren't you concerned that they might use it for nefarious purposes? And I would like to roll intimidation.
Okay, roll intimidation.
Oh, come on, you were on a 17 then.
Yeah, you rolled a 7 and it's still a 13. And this is a little gnome die.
Very intimidating.
He's strong. You're not like crazy intimidating, so he's gonna wee himself, but he's a little like, hey, I mean, I make the stuff. I don't tell people how to use it. And he points out to another like little sign behind the desk that says, proprietor is not responsible for actions of customers. I'm not here to be anybody's babysitter. I hope that the people who patronize my alchemy shop are good people and they know how to behave themselves out in civilized company. But I can't, be their mama.
I mean, I feel like making something that you obviously know forces someone to love someone they don't necessarily love is
Well, it's
unethical.
only temporary. And what with the Reign of Miss Rule coming up, that's just the kind of thing that people go for hijinks, So I think I might sell a few more before the end of the week, But outside of that, I can't imagine selling more.
Okay.
So you said you had healing potions?
I do. I got potions of healing. I got potions of superior healing. I got potions of greater healing. You
My
like
goodness. Healing's always good. And I don't know anybody that doesn't like healing.
Healing's pretty good. If you got a problem, you need healing. You want to have one of these healing potions. They are quality.
Should we pick up a couple of them while we're at it then?
I think so. So what is it? So greater, superior, greater, and just regular.
It's healing then greater than superior.
Okay.
And the costs on them?
Well, the healing potions are 70 gold each. The greater healing potions are 250 gold each. And the superior healing potions, being that they are superior, are 1,500 gold apiece.
That might be too rich for my
I
blood.
only got the one.
Yeah.
I only got the one because that's a thing. That was a Amelia Amanatas special.
What is that? That's
die.
probably just bringing you back from almost the dead.
Why? It depends on how much dead you gotta bring.
I guess so.
I reckon.
Should we just buy a couple of normal healing? Because I've got lay on hands and cure wounds.
Yeah, let's get a couple of normal healing.
Okay. A couple of normal healing potions will run you 140 gold.
So how many in platinum is that? That's
14.
And are we going to grab the invisibility scroll as well and get Kai to inscribe it at some point?
Yeah. I think that went on the pile.
All right. So, would we get a discount for?
I've got some stuff. Wait a minute. Like, I've got this shapeshifter blood and shapeshifter brain and shapeshifter eyeball.
Holy
And
moly!
that.
Wow,
Right.
that's some prime victuals right there. Prime bits and bobs.
We could trade.
You want to trade that stuff for this stuff?
Maybe a bit of it.
Well, how much you got?
Well, I could give you one of each: one blood, one brain, one eyeball, one heart.
Ooh-wee. That's pretty good stuff.
And yeah, so we're gonna get the invisibility scroll, a
The
couple
2
of
potions of
healing.
healing for one of each of
Oh.
those bits. That's what you want
But
to
no.
trade?
And we want some of that dire bacon.
Oh yeah, you can have some dire bacon. Here,
3
have some dire bacon
MP.
with that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow, I mean, you run a hard deal. Well, yeah, I'll take that trade. Say,
Do you want to chuck in something else as well that's going to be useful?
Is there any? I think so. We got healing. We've got invisibility.
are there any other scrolls that you want to ask after?
I can't think of any.
What about just like a potion of bounce, just for fun?
That would be hilarious.
When you drink this potion, your body becomes rubbery and you're immune to falling damage for 1 hour. If you fall at least 10 feet, your body bounces back the same distance.
Sounds like it could be fun.
That's kind of the basic description of that one. The bottle, let's see, the potion of bouncing is another 90 gold. He's still like, oh yeah, sure, we'll throw that in.
How many more healing potions can we get then?
Yeah, what can we?
You see him kind of you see the gnome like narrow his eyes. And he's like, I could give you I don't know. I'm giving you some pretty good stuff for these shapeshifter body parts. Say, how did you come by these shapeshifter body parts?
I feel like it was on.
We killed the shapeshifters.
Yeah, I forgot what that was.
You killed
like
shapeshifters
7 months
yourself.
ago. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Say, are you like handy adventurer type people?
Yes.
Well, we're adventurer type people.
We are kind of handy though.
We're kind of handy.
Well, if you're that type, I just know I pay good money for troll blood. Just in case, you come across, any situation where you have some trolls to kill, just keep me in mind.
Mm-hmm.
We will do
can
that.
certainly do that.
And another thing, have you considered, say, I have a little bit of a problem. Something I'm trying. I need my late employer. He's left me behind in like a little bit of a hurly burly. I'm trying to catch up on his old orders, and look, I've been busy trying to sort all of his old business, and without his guidance, I can't fulfill all of his old orders. I can't fill the shelves with all of his wonders. So many refunds, there's barely a business left. And once I clear out this current inventory, it's back to basics. And Emilior, he left a lockbox here, and it's, locked for all the good it does me. And all the rest of his really good stuff's in his tower. His recipes, his reagents, his loot, his tomes, his magic. And I don't have access. I was always at the tower by invitation, you understand, while Emilior was present, and I wouldn't dare travel beyond the lobby without his permission. I keep my nose clean, and I'm just a little gnome who knows a little bit about potions. The key's somewhere in his cottage, and if you're adventuring types, could you go looking for the key for me?
Okay, yeah.
Well, sounds like another reason to go to the cottage.
Is that the same guy that does the golems in?
I think so, right?
Gollum? Oh, you know about those?
Well, yeah, actually we've been asked by the rods to look into the missing codes.
Well, I'm sure those command codes are in the cottage somewhere. Secomber's defenseless without them.
It
All the
won't be in that
ruckus,
lockbox you've got there.
ruckus from those rocks going crazy, and now the river going crazy. It's just the first tickle of trouble. Once the goblins or the trolls find out, or that flock of murder wyverns that was spotted flying in from the north, well, we're gonna be raided on the regular. I'm just all ready to go north the Silvery Moon before I'm dead. Or worse, broke. But hey, if you find those codes in the cottage, well, I'll be that. That'll be just the ticket. Say, if you manage that, bring me the key. Whew. I'll give you a finder's prize. I'll give you my last potion of superior healing, and a precious potion of troll's blood, and maybe something out of the lockbox.
Okay.
And
Okay.
if you find those control codes, I wouldn't mind paying you something to take them off your hands.
We'll see what we can do.
Say, how about just to prove we're friends, what good business we can do together? I will give you your dire bacon. I will give you 3 potions of healing, the scroll of invisibility, a potion of bouncing, a potion of greater healing, and even this here cap of water breathing, all to show that I mean business as your patron. What do you say? All that just for all those measly little shapeshifter parts you got in your bag there.
Well, I said one each.
Yeah, just one each of them. You got more than one each?
No. I might come across some more in the future, but I've just got one of each at the minute.
All right. Well, is it a deal?
Deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He spits in his hand and he holds it out. Let's shake on it.
Are we all just sort of standing there
Everyone just steps back.
"Mm,
Sprinkles steps forward and bites his hand. nods. Sprinkles nods their head. And he's like, okay, I'm not sure what the goose has to do with making the deal, but okay, is he with you?
That's yep. They're with
we'll
us.
do those.
Alrighty then, I'm making a deal with the goose. Okay, well, I will add those things to the party inventory.
Cool.
And that is where we will wind up this session.
Okay.
I have reduced my shapeshifter items by 1 each.
Are you doing that or do you want me to do it?
No, I've done it.
Okay. So we're kind of leaving you with some choices to make for next session, which is...
Oh no, more choices.
Well, I thought
What are
we
your
ended up.
feels? Are you more inclined to go to the wizard's cottage next, or are you more inclined to go to the cat and cucumber and try to figure out what the hell the Goodwife was up to?
Well, she's obviously going to use that potion on someone to make
Somebody.
him do whatever it is that they want him to do.
Right.
Or she's delivering it to someone in order to do that.
Yeah.
But I think the most important thing is to try and get them bloody golems command codes.
Right.
Yeah. Wizard's Cottage.
And bonus lockbox.
Wizard's cottage.
And bonus and healing
lockbox,
potions.
And possible key to Elkhorn Emporium.
Yes.
Yep,
to get
yep.
that stupid
Get
statue.
the other stuff we were originally coming here for that I've forgotten what else we were supposed to get. Is this statue going to be something giant that we're having
the
to...
statue of Angara that you're supposed to cart over to Parnas
Like 2 meters tall.
for their shrine temple. Alrighty then. Okay, well I will prepare more for... Oops, I'm doing weird stuff for sound. I hope my sound didn't just get destroyed. It might have just been
It's
my
just
headset.
stopped. Yeah.
The background music, yeah, stopped that. I thought it was my mic though that I might have destroyed. Okay, so I will mainly focus on preparing for you guys to go to the wizard's cottage next time. Which leads us to, what is the next time we shall be playing D&D?
Looking at my
Okay.
calendar, making sure I don't have something scheduled.
All right, we don't have anything in September really. Third Saturday, yeah.
You do the
So
third
that'd be
Saturday on Rosh Hashanah.
so that'd be 16th.
Yeah, the 16th of September.
We don't have out for that. So it's just down to whether Kim has.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking without pressing the button. Yes, that's good. I'm
Yay,
open.
skills.
Yay, skills.
So yet again, you guys have managed to avoid any kind of combat.
I mean, I was all ready. I was like, am I gonna have to stab this person with my poison arrow?
Yeah, I thought like, oh, they're gonna cause a ruckus. Are they
Yeah,
gonna cause a
I thought
ruckus?
I was close to
Yep.
causing a ruckus.
But ruckus delayed.
Aye. Well, we
I
just
guess
got all
it's
his
a good
health
thing you have
back,
a
so
goose.
it's a very clever goose.
I mean, she's kind of useful as a goose.
She really is.
I know it's like I love that she's sort of like potentially a little bomb, also like an owlbear bomb in disguise.
Yeah, she's gonna really, really surprise someone
Exactly.
when they attack her.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Does Kai has some supplies, some shapeshifter supplies. Maybe like Kai wants to try to figure out how to make polymorph dust of his own.
Oh, there's an idea.
Yeah, it's a good job I didn't give away all my shapeshifters.
But that was some good judicious training there. I'd not even thought about that.
I cannot remember when we killed.
It was that town on the way to Secomber where we went into that
Oh,
house.
God,
Yeah,
that-
Ulavan, that was
that.
it. They wanted to eat the
They
meat
wanted
that
to
looks a
eat
bit
us.
weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Odd. Okay. I need
Alrighty.
the little adventurers room. So
I kind of hate that you have gone 2 sessions without any kind of combat again. But like,
well, we did plenty of dice rolls, so
you avoided things.
We had to think,
you did have to think.
which is always fun.
Yay! So let's see.
There was tension.
Next session has
Exactly.
in store. Maybe you'll end up fighting something then at the cottage.
Exactly.
Okey-dokey.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Bonnet. See
All right.
ya.
Thank you.
Have a nice rest of the
Bye.
weekend. Bye.
You too. Bye, guys.